Welcome back to Masculine Scrapping. Today we're going to be looking at a spread of pictures taken at Ellis Island in May of 23 on a trip to Boston and New York. All of this designed in the Cricut design space and drawn and cut out by my Cricut maker, including the Statue of Liberty silhouette and these suitcases. Even this immigration piece, found this online and was able to pull it in. So really appreciate the way this has turned out, and we'll work on putting it together. You know, Ellis Island is a pretty somber place, but also a place of celebration. So it's kind of an interesting place to visit. I would not say it's quite as kid-friendly as other places, but certainly powerful for teens and adults to think through. I'm using these old-time pictures as my border just because they represent, you know, the people that were coming through. And my tape is almost out, so I'm going to pause. Well, I'll stop in a bit and work on that when it does run out. I think it's an important place for Americans to see, and of course many of our our ancestors may have come through here. I don't know if mine did or not. I'm guessing he did. I had a grandfather that came through with his parents when he was 5 years old. I'm guessing it was around 1860, so right before the Civil War. And I actually have a picture of him. I'm assuming he came through Ellis Island, but when I was there trying to find the records, I couldn't remember his last name. I remember his first name, but not his last name at the time. But it was something I should look up to see if that was his port of entry. But came from Germany. This is the Great Hall where they would have come in, and you can see you walk towards these tables here. This is the table, and that's where you would have been, the decision would have been made whether or not you were going to get to stay or not. And so, pretty powerful. Pretty powerful place when you realize the hope that people had been putting into being able to come and be in the States, and this was a kind of a moment of fear as to whether or not you really would be able to stay. I have run out of tape, so I'm going to pause quickly, change that out, and I'll be back. All right, we're back. If you saw how hard those were for me to pull, look how much easier it is now. You can always tell when you're near the end because it starts to get a little tighter to pull. Yeah, I think I'm going to move it this way. I want to see a few more of those pictures. All right, so we'll give you a little look at that. We'll slide that up and work on this side. This is just the other side of that photo piece. I had to cut that in half because it was only a square. I wish there'd been more. I would have loved to put them on this side, but I only had one of those. So this is kind of a New York, old-time New York piece. This was really fun. Found this graphic online and was very surprised at how easy it was for the Cricut Design Studio or space to convert that into an image and then draw it, and I think it looks really cool. Again, I didn't have anything on this page that I could have used as a title block. Sometimes it would be in a brochure or a picture or something, but I didn't have anything. And so finding that, I think, really was pleasant. And then I just sized it to be the same size as a photo so that it could sit on this block. And I thought that that was really cool. It's a stamp that says Immigration, United States Approved, and it has the date of 15, which I'm going to just assume is 1915. and not 2015. So, okay. Tape thing is having a little bit of trouble on this paper. It is textured paper, and sometimes that happens. I use the soft side rather than the textured side to print on because it's a little easier to print. It's hard to print on textured paper because the pen sometimes will skip. You also have to make sure it's not a glossy paper because the pen will not dry and just rubs right off, and I've learned that the hard way a couple of times. Alright, so there we go. This is the Ellis Island spread. As always, have enjoyed spending some time with you. Hope you're enjoying these, and I would love to see your projects. Take care.